Alright, look, if you watch the channel even a little bit, you know I'm pretty much a snob when it comes to my peripherals. That's why I was honestly shocked a few months back when I picked up a Cooler Master MP520 and it quickly became one of my favorite mice because at like 40 bucks, it was easily the cheapest mouse I own. So when Cooler Master reached out and asked if I wanted to take a look at their CK552 mechanical keyboard with the retail price of around 70 bucks, I was definitely interested. We're gonna throw in an MP510 desk mat and an MM530 mouse and see exactly how much performance you can put on your desk on the cheap. Let's go. You're looking for cheap PC games? Check out Kingwin.net. Click the link in the description below to help support the channel and never pay full retail again. Yo, I'm Brian P. You're watching Bad Seed Tech, and today we're taking a look at an entry-level peripheral suite from Cooler Master. So first up is the CK552 mechanical keyboard. This is a Best Buy exclusive. You can find this listed elsewhere as the CK550, but the Best Buy exclusive is different in that the curved brushed aluminum top panel is in black as opposed to gunmetal on the other version. So as most of the keyboards I own are at or above the $120 mark, I decided to work backwards here to see exactly what features I'd be living without on a board at this price. And the answer is, not a lot actually. This is a full-size standard layout board with full RGB, floating switch design, and linear red switches. The switches on offer on this board are actually Gatoron, not Cherry, which I didn't discover until after 4 weeks of using this board when I was looking at some marketing materials. Seriously, in 4 weeks, these switches did not feel any different than the standard Cherry MX Reds that I use on tons of keyboards that I have around the house. At a glance, one of the first things you'll notice is that the cable is rubberized and it's fixed. It's not braided, it's not detachable, but it does have that Cooler Master purple insert at the end of the plug. There's also no area here for dedicated media keys or a volume knob of any sort. One of my favorite things about Cooler Master peripherals is that you don't need the software if you don't want it. Virtually every feature available on this board can be accessed by using a combination of the function key, which is custom in this case, and some other key on the keyboard. And all these functions are labeled, and despite the fact that all this information's on the board, it doesn't make the appearance of the board feel cluttered at all. You can store a total of 4 different profiles on this board and switch between them on the fly. You can also adjust all of your RGB and assign macros on the board itself. Of course, the software is always there if you need a visual interface to help you along with any of this stuff. So the body here itself is all plastic. The top panel is brushed aluminum. It's curved around the edges, and in this case, it's black. It's a really minimal design overall, and that always scores big points with me. The underside is equally no frills with just 2 rubber feet in the front and 2 flip down feet in the back that are rubber tipped. My only complaint with this board really is that when it's sitting flat, the keys at the top of the numpad have a tendency to obscure the LED indicators for the caps lock, scroll, and num lock. If you're somebody like me who inadvertently hits the caps lock key every once in a while, this can get a little annoying. So at this price point, you're basically foregoing a lot of fluff and convenience features and getting down to the bare essentials of what makes a great mechanical keyboard. So you won't see stuff like a detachable cable, USB pass-through, front and side panel lighting, dedicated media or volume keys, a wrist rest, or any custom keycaps in the box. Now, how important any of these features are to you will vary based on your needs, your wants, and your budget, but for a price of between 70 and 80 bucks, I feel like you've got a real winner on your hands for value here. The competition for brand name full RGB keyboards doesn't really open up until you hit about the $100 mark. So if you're interested in getting into a mechanical keyboard, this is a great first step. Now, moving on to the MM530, what we've got here is a full-size right-handed mouse with great ergonomics. You get 3-zone RGB lighting, a 12,000 DPI PMW 3360 sensor, Omron switches, and an Alps scroll wheel, so this thing is loaded with legit hardware. The body is all PBT plastic, which I really enjoy. This thing like repels grease, it never seems to wear in any sort of way, it feels like it's built from rhino liner, and you get one really nice rubber grip on either side of the mouse. It measures 124 millimeters long, 60 millimeters wide, and 40 millimeters high, making it perfect for a palm or fingertip grip, unlike the MM520, which is more designed for a claw grip. There's no curve to the triggers here, but the action feels great, as does the translucent scroll wheel. The 2 side buttons here are large and well positioned, but they do take a little more force to actuate than I care for. You have dedicated DPI buttons for both up and down, and all of your lighting and each of your 4 profiles can all be recalled from the mouse itself. The cable is soft and rubber rubberized, and it also sports the Cooler Master purple insert in the plug, and the underside of the mouse has two large glides, one across the top and one across the bottom, so it feels really balanced on the mat. Out of the box, this mouse weighs about 96 grams on my scale. The Cooler Master was nice enough to include some extra feet in the box, so I promptly dismantled it and removed the weight and the lid of the mouse, and now weighs about 90 grams, and it feels amazing, especially on a bungee. The best part of this mouse, I've seen this thing available for as low as like $30 on Amazon. There's also a different SKU, the MP531, that you can find at Best Buy. You'll find that for about 35 bucks. So right now, for a really solid mouse and keyboard, we're sitting at just north of $100 all in. The keyboard has a few compromises. The mouse really doesn't have any I can think of unless you just prefer a heavier mouse. And you could stop there. You totally could. But lately, I've taken to using a full-size desk mat in lieu of a regular mouse pad, and I love it. Cooler Master recently released the MP510 XL desk mat, and this thing is a beast. It measures 900 millimeters by 400 millimeters, and it's 3 millimeters thick. It's all black with the exception of a very minimal outline of the Cooler Master logo in purple. It's got a rubber base so it stays put, and it's got stitching on the edges for durability as well. The surface is Cordura, so it's soft, but it does have some texture to it, kind of like a light canvas. The best part about this thing, it's splash proof. Well, I know for a fact, at least, that it's coffee proof, so I imagine it'd be waterproof as well. It's also really easy to clean because of this, unlike a couple of the other desk mats that I own. Right now, you can find this thing on Amazon or Newegg for just about 35 bucks. So all in, you can grab a full RGB mechanical keyboard, either a palm grip or a claw grip gaming mouse, and a desk mat for under or right at 150 bucks, depending on where you find it. And all your peripherals match, and you don't have to load any software on your system. I use this entire setup on my main desk for just shy of a month, and honestly, I'm shocked at what a budget set of peripherals like this can do, especially since the majority of my setups cost roughly twice what this costs. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you that's a win, but just in case, that's a win. Big thanks to Cooler Master for sending these out for review. You know, I feel like there might be a giveaway in order here, so stay tuned to the channel, or maybe check the card in the corner of the screen by now, who knows. As always, I will leave some affiliate links in the description below. Both the CK552 and the MM531 can both be had at Best Buy. The CK550, the MM530, and the MP510 XL can all be had at either Newegg or Amazon if you want to grab any of these for yourself. And that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.